The 96th Congregation for the Conferment of Honorary Degrees commences. 第96屆大會榮譽博士頒授典禮現在開始。Please rise， 請起立。Please remain standing and take off your caps for the national anthem. 就國歌，請保持肅立並把帽子脫下。
I declare this congregation open.
Please be seated. 請就座。
Tommy Cheung Yu-yan.
It is our privilege to present for the award of a Doctor of Laws honoris causa, a man who has given a lifetime to the service of Hong Kong through his energetic, committed, and dependable leadership in business, education, and public affairs, the Honourable Tommy Cheung Yu-yan. Today, Tommy Cheung Yu-yan is a non-official member of the Executive Council of the Government of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region, and a central figure in the city's hospitality industry. He was also a senior figure in the Legislative Council of the Hong Kong SAR and a long-standing member of the Chinese University of Hong Kong, CUHK, Council. All in all, Mr. Cheung has devoted his life and work to the stability and prosperity of the city in which he was born. Mr. Cheung was born in 1949 as Hong Kong was recovering from war and rapidly transforming into a manufacturing and trading center. Growing up in a time when enterprise and perseverance were survival tools, Mr. Cheung inherited from his family and community a love of hard work, pragmatism, and responsibility. His development was influenced by the city's cosmopolitan character, multicultural, outward-looking, and grounded in the belief that diligence and resilience lead to opportunity. Following education at the Diocesan Boys' School, Mr. Cheung pursued his university studies in the United States with a BSc and MSc in Business Administration at Pepperdine University in Malibu, California. He absorbed new ideas and encountered diverse cultures, broadening his perspective and empowering himself to bridge traditions with innovation for social advancement, as reflected in the wealth of skills that has shaped his many leadership roles in Hong Kong. Originally planning to enter the business world in the United States, he instead returned to his home after his studies and became part of the family business in catering, the Ocean Palace in Tsim Sha Tsui. He became an outstanding representative of the trade that matters greatly to Hong Kong people's livelihood and to the city's reputation as a food paradise. Mr. Cheung established himself as a central figure among Hong Kong's restaurateurs, eventually serving as chairman of the Hong Kong Catering Industry Association. His leadership in the catering industry has proven particularly vital during times of crisis. When the city battled economic downturns, health concerns, and shifting market demand, Mr. Cheung was a clear voice advocating for fair policies and groundbreaking innovations to meet the challenges faced by the industry. His work helped to protect both jobs and the city's cultural heritage. Mr. Cheung's standing in the catering sector led to his election to CUHK, representing the catering functional constituency. For more than 25 years, he held this seat, becoming one of the longest-serving legislators in the city's post-handover period. In this capacity, he has been a vocal representative of his industry, while also engaging in debates on broader policies affecting Hong Kong society. In particular, Mr. Cheung has emphasized the core significance of the city's strong business environment, articulating its formative role in all sectors. His contributions in CUHK may be understood in terms of advocacy for the catering industry, public health and consumer safety, and broader legislative work. Mr. Cheung has been a bridge between government and industry, safeguarding the economic viability of thousands of establishments that provide employment and culture to Hong Kong's people. At challenging moments, such as the outbreak of SARS and later the COVID-19 pandemic, Mr. Cheung took on crucial roles as emergency rescuer and strategic advocate, urging the government to put protections in place, but also to ensure that the burden on restaurants was not too great. His reputation as a balanced and pragmatic legislator was reinforced during these times when the city most required a steady hand. Beyond his own industry, Mr. Cheung has been a dedicated leader of the Liberal Party and served across many domains, from the Independent Commission Against Corruption to the Basic Law Consultative Committee, from education to housing, showing his concern for the community as a whole. Whether discussing importing overseas-trained doctors, youth employment schemes, social welfare provisions, or the green methanol industry, he has pursued policies that balance economic growth with public interest. His contributions show his deep understanding of the interdependence of all sectors within society. Closer to home, Mr. Cheung's service as a council member at CUHK from 2008 until last year deserves special recognition. The University Council, as the institution's governing body, has responsibility for academic standards, financial management, and strategy. Accordingly, membership of the Council demands not only administrative skill, but also a deep commitment to academic ideals. During his time on the Council, Mr. Cheung consistently advocated for the strengthening of ties with different sectors in society. Understanding that the city's future depends on harnessing talent for entrepreneurship, commerce, and innovation, he encouraged CUHK to cultivate graduates who are resilient, imaginative, and ethical, with a sense of purpose and civic responsibility. Pursuing the best framework to produce the best CUHK graduates, Mr. Cheung has worked tirelessly to upgrade the institution's governance to align it with its role as a 21st century university that serves the city and the nation, increasing its societal accountability through greater external representation. Mr. Cheung has advocated reform of the Medical Council of Hong Kong in a comparative way, proposing an increased lay representation. He believes that the key to governance is open governance, with external representation an essential part of making institutions work effectively for the whole of society. The significance of Mr. Cheung's career lies in the coherence of his different commitments. He has championed his industry, been a dynamic participant in public discourse through LegCo, and a thoughtful and pragmatic counselor to the university. These have been his official roles, but behind them is a profound concern for the city itself, its stability, prosperity, and cohesion. Hong Kong's position as an international city depends in many ways on its small and medium enterprises. By protecting employment in the catering sector and by urging policies that combine competitiveness and regulation, Mr. Cheung has safeguarded many livelihoods. His leadership results not only in success for restaurateurs, but also in security for ordinary workers. The waiter, the chef, the fresh produce supplier, all of them, the unseen and unsung heroes of this food paradise, have had their voices heard and their interests represented. Mr. Cheung has also shown the value of open engagement with society. His reputation as approachable and direct, accessible to both entrepreneurs and ordinary citizens, shows his understanding of politics as everyday engagement. Whatever the forum, he has shown the importance of being accessible, being present in a strong sense. It is also the case that the city has faced challenges of many forms, most obviously in public health and the economy. In the face of these challenges, Mr. Cheung has shown calm pragmatism, particularly in health crises affecting everyone. His emphasis on workable and humane solutions has been a model, reminding us that troubles can be overcome through clear purpose and collective resolve. Honoris causa degrees are given to those who have held important positions, it is true, but specifically to those whose personal qualities have given the positions dignity. Mr. Cheung's personal qualities, pragmatism, loyalty, tenacity, and vision have colored the many roles he has performed. His contributions have been recognized through the highest honors, including appointment as Justice of the Peace and the award of the Gold Bauhinia Star in 2015 and the Grand Bauhinia Medal in 2022 by the Hong Kong SAR government. These awards signal the esteem in which he is held as public servant and civic leader. As he continues his work, Mr. Cheung inspires younger generations to view his leadership in terms of service and responsibility to the community. His journey from student in Hong Kong and the United States to restaurateur, to industry advocate, to legislator, and to University Council member is a journey of unending contribution to the different communities with which he has been associated. In recognition of his ongoing dedication to public service at the highest levels, his exemplary leadership in industry, his representation of Hong Kong people in the Executive Council and the Legislative Council, his service as a council member of this university, and his contribution to the prosperity, culture, and stability of the city, I present to you, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Tommy Cheung Yu-yan, for the award of the Honorary Degree of Doctor of Laws, Honoris Causa.
Mr. Chairman, I present Tommy Cheung Yu-yan for admission to the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
許冠文、
香港向來有東方荷里活嘅美譽，有住無數令人印象深刻難忘嘅電影，當中出色嘅台前幕後人員必不可缺。許冠文博士正正係其中嘅表表者。許冠文博士原籍廣東番禺，喺孩童時代移居香港，及後升讀香港中文大學，主修社會學。在學期間，曾經擔任聯合書院學生會主席，亦代表書院參加大專校際英語辯論比賽奪冠。喺電視節目《雙星報喜》入面，我哋都聽過許氏昆仲嘅點到你唔服，點解我要服？原來許博士嘅能言善道喺大學階段早已萌芽。至於喺表演藝術方面，許博士喺大學期間曾經客串劇社嘅一兩出戲劇，並且發現咗自己嘅演戲天分。因此勉勵大學生應該要跟隨自己嘅興趣，喺唔同嘅方面都要多啲接觸同埋嘗試。許冠文博士嘅演藝風格向來以風趣幽默而見稱，而呢個係植根於佢對草根生活嘅細膩觀察同埋深刻嘅共情。許博士擅長將小人物嘅無奈同埋智慧轉化為令人會心一笑嘅喜劇橋段。無論係半斤八兩入邊精打細算嘅私家偵探，定係摩登保鏢入邊患得患失嘅保安主管，許博士總係能夠精準捕捉市井百態嘅荒誕同埋辛酸，用誇張但係唔失實嘅表演，道出香港基層市民生活嘅生存智慧同埋苦中作樂嘅精神。許冠文博士嘅喜劇從不流於低俗，而係以自編自導嘅巧思，將社會議題巧妙咁樣融入笑料，讓觀眾喺捧腹之餘，亦能對現實有所反思。喺一次嘅專訪入面，許博士曾經指出，幾十年過去了，唯一令自己快樂嘅就只有笑，有點幽默感，所以我花一生去做喜劇。正因為咁樣，許冠文博士一直致力於戲劇創作，以幽默化解無奈，以笑聲回應困境，成就咗獨一無二嘅許氏笑匠風格，影響深遠。許博士曾經勉勵香港人喺艱難時期，亦都要笑住喊。呢一種含淚嘅笑，正正體現咗佢嘅戲劇美學嘅核心，係喺荒誕當中提煉溫暖，喺困頓中堅守豁達。許博士嘅作品不僅係時代嘅鏡像，更成為滋養幾代人嘅精神甘泉，讓人喺笑聲中讀懂生活嘅重量，喺戲謔當中照見生命嘅引導。許冠文博士係華語影壇公認嘅喜劇泰斗，成就卓越，屢獲嘉許。喺1982年憑自導自演嘅《摩登保鏢》首奪香港電影金像獎最佳男主角，奠定佢喺影壇嘅地位。香港電影金像獎喺2022年將終身成就獎頒授予許冠文博士，表彰佢對香港電影業嘅深遠影響。許博士縱橫演藝界數十年，喺2023年嘅電影《風再起時》入面，憑住飾演廉政專員李子超嘅精湛演出，再奪金像獎最佳男配角，成為跨越數十年仍然獲得演技肯定嘅傳奇演藝人。此外， 許博士亦獲頒意大利烏甸尼斯遠東電影節金桑樹終身成就獎、香港藝術發展局傑出藝術貢獻獎、世界傑出華人獎等多項大獎，成就備受肯定。《論語》有云：知之者不如好之者，好之者不如樂之者。能夠喺演藝事業樂在其中，許冠文博士自然係當之無愧。除咗幕前演出以外，許博士亦對幕後工作多所涉獵，貢獻非淺。許博士堅持自編、自導、自演，用全方位嘅才華開創獨樹一幟嘅喜劇風格。佢嘅創作緊扣香港小市民嘅生活，靈感大多源自個人嘅經歷同埋對社會嘅觀察。作品例如《鬼馬雙星》、《半斤八兩》、《賣身契》等，都係由佢親自執筆，深刻反映當時嘅時代脈搏。許博士喺佢執導嘅電影多次打破票房紀錄，屢獲香港票房冠軍，帶動上世紀80、90年代港產喜劇嘅輝煌浪潮。喺電視領域，許博士參與製作無線電視嘅王牌節目《歡樂今宵》，並且催生出喜劇節目《雙星報喜》，奠定佢喺影視界嘅地位。此外，許博士亦協助籌辦首屆香港小姐，並創作電視台首部處境喜劇《73》，展現佢喺幕後創意同埋製作上嘅先驅角色，對香港影視產業影響深遠。喺今日嘅香港，創意早已成為社會躍動嘅脈搏。許冠文博士自上世紀70年代去到今日嘅無盡創意，可以話係走喺時代嘅尖端。許冠文博士亦係香港演藝界嘅領航者與守護者，積極為同業爭取權益同埋尊嚴。喺1993年，許博士獲選為香港演藝人協會創會會長，並且連任第2屆會長，為行業建立重要嘅溝通平台。自1997年起，則擔任該會嘅永遠名譽會長，持續發揮影響力，凝聚業界力量。此外，許博士曾經出任香港電影導演會副會長、香港電影編劇家協會榮譽顧問同埋香港影業協會副會長，從唔同嘅專業角度推動行業發展。香港藝術發展局喺1995年委任許冠文博士為委員，參與政策制定，提升本地藝術嘅地位。去到2004年，獲委任為太平紳士，對佢嘅社會貢獻予以肯定。從幕前到幕後，從創作到政策，許冠文博士以行動證明佢對香港演藝界嘅付出，早已經超越演員嘅身份，成為真正撐起行業嘅基石。喺電影《破地獄》入邊，許冠文博士飾演文哥一角。電影入邊曾經有咁樣嘅一句對白：人生就好似一程車，重點唔係上車嘅人能夠陪你去到邊個站，而係你哋一齊欣賞過嘅邊啲風景。許博士用咗60年嘅光影旅程，為香港人栽種咗一片永不凋零嘅歡笑森林。而呢一部喜劇列車，早已將最美嘅風景刻進咗我哋身處嘅呢座城市，成為香港人嘅集體記憶。為咗表揚許冠文博士對香港社會同埋電影業嘅卓越貢獻，本人謹恭請主席閣下頒授榮譽社會科學博士函予許冠文博士。
主席閣下請頒授榮譽社會科學博士學位予許冠文。
本人秉承大學所賦予之權力，授予你榮譽社會科學博士學位。
劉兆佳。
今年係香港回歸祖國嘅第29個年頭，一直以嚟，只要係涉及中港兩地政制嘅問題同埋社會發展嘅討論，我哋都會睇到劉兆佳教授嘅身影，聆聽到佢嘅真知灼見。鳳凰網對劉教授嘅政論有咁樣嘅評價：風格敢言，言論中肯，分析獨到。劉兆佳教授祖籍廣東東莞，喺香港成長，大學主修社會學同埋經濟學，然後喺美國明尼蘇達大學取得博士學位。劉教授同本校有住深厚嘅關係，自美國學成歸嚟以後，旋即加入香港中文大學社會學系，去到1990年晉升為講座教授。喺1990年至2002年期間，兼任香港亞太研究所副所長，以及喺1994年至2002年兼任社會學系系主任。劉教授喺2007年喺本校退休，獲委任為社會學系榮休講座教授。喺擔任亞太研究所副所長期間，劉兆佳教授第一批領導嘅研究項目為社經指標和香港的社會發展，為香港度身訂造一套考察同埋分析社會狀況嘅方法，有系統地收集數據，揭露鮮為人知嘅社會問題，讓政府同埋公眾知所參考。同時更為立下咗本地嘅社會學研究楷模。當時劉教授曾破格咁樣帶領團隊去到觀塘同居民做問卷調查，團隊秉承呢一種精神，聯同其他大學嘅研究員落區，係當時唯一一支喺社區中收集時間序列數據嘅學術隊伍。劉兆佳教授關心香港社會，有住傳統中國士人繫心家國嘅情懷。劉教授曾經講：我認可知識分子對國家、民族同埋社會嘅責任同埋擔當，並認為讀書人應該有匡扶社稷、先天下之憂而憂、後天下之樂而樂，同埋文包物語嘅襟懷。中學畢業進入大學後，我放棄咗研修中文同埋中國歷史嘅初衷，轉而主修社會學同埋經濟學。經過再三思考，我決定以政治社會學為日後學術工作嘅重點。由此可見，劉教授喺大學時代主修社會學，為嘅亦都係對國家、社會、民族當仁不讓嘅責任。劉教授以宋人范仲淹、張載嘅説話自放，其中張載所講嘅文包物語，關注嘅係對人類同埋萬物抱持普遍嘅愛同埋關懷嘅精神。從劉教授嘅著作入面，包括過渡期香港政治、一國兩制在香港的實踐、香港人的政治心態等等，都可以睇到佢對社會嘅愛同埋關懷。《論語》有云：君子學以致其道。喺劉兆佳教授嘅身上得到充分嘅展示。劉教授主修社會學，喺社會學系任教，貢獻香港社會。喺香港回歸祖國前，劉教授積極協助中國政府處理香港平穩過渡嘅事務，並且為此建言獻策。喺設計香港特區嘅憲制與選舉制度方面尤其顯著。喺1993年至1997年間，劉教授獲中國政府委任為香港事務顧問。喺1993年至1995年獲全國人大常委會委任為香港特區預備工作委員會委員。喺1996年至1997年獲全國人大常委會任命為香港特區籌備委員會委員。喺香港回歸祖國後，劉教授積極參與香港管治同埋發展嘅事務，並且不時向中央政府同埋香港特區政府提交政策建議， 並且曾經喺2002至2012年間出任香港特別行政區政府中央政策組首席顧問。與此同時，劉教授喺2003年至2018年間出任全國政協委員。此外，喺2013至2023年出任全國港澳研究會副會長，並且喺2023年起出任全國港澳委員會研究會顧問。劉兆佳教授對香港事務最為關注，喺分析香港政治現象嘅時候，一直強調應該從香港嘅獨特性着眼，唔能夠盲從西方理論。劉教授主張理解香港嘅民主進程，必須植根於對香港自身獨特脈絡嘅深刻把握。唯有將香港置於長時段嘅歷史視野入面，並且從時審視佢喺國際格局中嘅位置、近代中英關係嘅演變、中國內地嘅急劇變動、中央政府對香港嘅政策、殖民管治嘅經驗，以及本地社會內部權力結構嘅動態變遷，先至能夠真正把握佢嘅政治發展嘅內在邏輯。正因如此，香港嘅民主化道路既非西方理論嘅簡單延伸，亦都難以套用其他社會嘅經驗模式。香港嘅複雜性同埋特殊性，要求我哋用更細緻、更在地嘅眼光去理解一種唔同於傳統範式嘅治理演進，從而建構最適合香港嘅政治體制。我哋由此理解到劉教授嘅政治分析角度，便當一目了然。因應佢嘅傑出社會貢獻，建樹良多，劉兆佳教授早於1999年獲委任為太平紳士。一直以嚟，劉教授盡心竭力為政府同埋香港市民服務，成績斐然。喺擔任中央政策組首席顧問期間，帶領該組進行政策研究同埋民意分析，並且向行政長官、政務司司長同埋財政司司長提供意見，表現卓越。因此喺2012年獲頒授金紫荊星章。此外，劉教授喺社會學同埋政治發展領域深耕多年，被視為中國內地、香港事務以及國際政治評論方面嘅權威專家。多年以嚟，劉教授積極推動公共政策研究，並就深化一國兩制嘅實踐、促進香港長期繁榮穩定等方面提出深刻嘅見解。無論係著書立說，抑或係接受媒體訪問，都可以見到劉教授為咗協助公眾更準確理解中央同埋香港特別行政區政府嘅政策立場所付出嘅努力。因此，香港特區政府喺2024年頒授大紫荊勳章予以劉教授，以表彰佢嘅貢獻。過去數十年嚟，劉兆佳教授經常通過媒體講述同埋分析中央對港政策、特區政府嘅施政同埋香港所面對嘅國內外形勢，幫助香港人更好掌握同埋面對時局嘅變化同埋挑戰。孟子曾經咁樣講過：窮則獨善其身，達則兼善天下。劉教授學習社會學嘅知識，然後用諸香港社會，將恩澤擴及天下人，克盡咗知識分子以天下為己任嘅責任。為咗表揚劉兆佳教授對香港社會同埋政制，以及對香港中文大學嘅卓越貢獻，本人謹恭請主席閣下頒授榮譽社會科學博士銜譽劉兆佳教授。
主席閣下，請頒授榮譽社會科學博士學位予劉兆佳。
本人秉承大學所賦予之權力，授予你榮譽社會科學博士學位。
谢小亮。
谢小亮教授是享誉国际的生物物理化学家，他的发明应用在体外受精的技术，帮助中国成千上万的家庭免于单基因遗传疾病之苦。谢教授是生物物理化学领域的开路先锋，他的名字与氮分子科学的突破密不可分。早在美国太平洋西北实验室时，他便敢于挑战不可能的课题，在室温下实现氮分子光谱观测。科研的路荆棘满途，人其凭着过人的直觉与坚毅的精神，不仅突破技术藩篱，更为科研道路开启新境。他所创的香干纳曼散射显微技术，令科学家无需标记即可实时观测或细胞内分子动态。如此革新，实际上是哲思的转进。科学的终极关怀，重在理解生命的本真。谢小亮教授的科学探索，从未囿于实验数据，因为真正的突破必须走入现实，触及人心。谢教授主持开发的多重退火循环扩增法技术，实现单细胞基因组的均益扩增，自此改写无数家庭的命运。这种开创性的方法不仅奠定现代单细胞基因组学的基础，凭此创新，全球3万对夫妇得以在胚胎植入前筛查单基因遗传病，阻断疾病传给新生儿。这不单是技术的胜利，实乃科学与人道的深度融合。恰如孟子所说的“亲亲而人民，人民而爱物”。谢教授的研究从对个体生命的关怀开始，将科学的温情从家师延展到天下。在新冠疫情肆虐之时，他迅即投身抗体筛选，以高通量的单细胞测序技术，为全球抗疫贡献关键的力量。观其科研历程，始终以原创的科学回应世间的真切需求。谢小亮教授的成就早获国际学界的推崇，他相继当选美国国家科学院院士、美国国家医学院院士、艺术与科学学院的院士，成为罕见的3院华人院士，曾获美国能源部奥内斯特·奥兰多·卢伦斯奖以及奥尔巴尼生物医学研究奖。谢教授在2023年当选中国科学院院士，更荣膺突出贡献中关村奖与2024年腾冲科学大奖。诸般的荣誉不为肯定他的个人成就，更是对其坚持原创科研路径的认可。谢小亮教授为人所共知的，除了其在国际顶尖学府的辉煌成就以外，还有他在2018年毅然归国，全职执教北京大学的抉择。谢教授生于北京，长于北京，在美研学30年，早已是哈佛大学的讲席教授，享世界级的学术声望与资源。任其选择归返故土，继续10年如一日、10年磨一剑的原创科研工作。谢教授曾言：“我全职回国后，想在国内做出点新东西。”此语朴实，却重若千钧。他的归来不仅是个人的选择，更意在祖国的土壤培育原创科学文化。他在2020年出任昌平实验室主任，为国家创建的新型科学机构掌舵，勉励后学跟做冷板凳，敢肯硬骨头。这一种己欲立而立人，己欲达而达人的胸襟，正是儒家君子的风范与担当。 不慕虚名，脚踏实地，实在是当代科研最可贵的品质。谢教授对科研生态亦有深邃的洞察，他直言中美的差距已经不在仪器资金，而是在于学术的生态，并痛陈既得利益者垄断、急功近利、成果宣传浮夸、利害冲突等弊病。谢教授在昌平实验室例行改革，将资源倾斜有潜力的年轻学者，激励年轻人挑起大梁。准此，谢教授不仅是实验室的领导者，更是学术价值的守护人。唯有健康的科研生态，才能孕育真正的原创。如此超越个人成就、致力制度建设的格局，展现了科学领袖的远见卓识。谢小亮教授的教育理念深植新一代的科研人心，历任北京大学生物医学前沿创新中心主任、理学部主任，现为昌平实验室主任，致力构建开放写作的科研平台。谢教授桃李满门，今已遍布全球40余所顶尖学府，独当一面。谢教授曾经回忆儿时参与王选教授的中文激光排版项目，手动输入字模，多年后见系统成功运行，那份参与创新的自豪，始终激励他的前行。如此的参与感与使命感，他无私传递于每一位学子，薪火相传。谢教授的科学路途始于童年的纯粹好奇，在动荡的岁月里，父亲从江西下放归来，为他制作了一枚陀螺。如此简朴的玩具，点燃其动手创作的热情。凭着父亲的工具箱，谢教授自制钢秤，进而造出模型飞机、音箱乃至遥控装置。这一种动手实践之乐，成为日后科学探索的起点。他始终坚信，真正的创新源于对问题的热忱，而非对奖项的追逐。千里之行，始于足下。任何的科研成就，起初借由小事萌芽。能够秉持初心，坚定信念，持之以恒，才能开启成功之途。谢小亮教授将其前沿科学化为切实应用的能力，与香港中文大学力争卓越、任重致远的愿景不谋而合。谢教授用他在过去数十年的科研历程告诉我们，科学的至高境界不在于技术繁复，而在对人类的关怀。学者的最大成就不在头衔的累积，而在对真理的追求以及对后辈的提携。如此身影，既是知识分子的典范，也是时代的明灯。为表彰谢小亮教授在科研领域上的深远贡献，以及其对学界的启迪，本人谨恭请主席阁下颁授荣誉理学博士衔予谢小亮教授。
主席阁下，请颁授荣誉理学博士学位予谢小亮。
本人秉承大学所赋予之权利，授予你荣誉理学博士学位。
Professor Sunney Xie Xiaoliang will now deliver an address. 現在恭請謝曉亮教授致辭。
Distinguished Council Chairman Professor Zhao Yichao, Vice Chancellor Professor Lu Yumin, guests and colleagues, it is a genuine honor to be asked to speak on behalf of my esteemed fellow awardees, the Honorable Zhang Yuren, Dr. Xu Guanwen, and Professor the Honorable Li Zhaojia. We are deeply grateful to the Chinese University of Hong Kong for this honorary doctorates, which we accept with both joy and humility. At the same time, this inspires us to contribute more to society, and we will each give our all. For many years, my professional address read Harvard University, Oxford Street, Cambridge, Massachusetts. 3 British names in one sentence for an institution in New England. By comparison, CUHK was founded by Chinese people on Chinese soil with a Chinese soul. As its founding Vice Chancellor, the late Dr. Li Zhaomin, once said, "No university can be separated from its own national heritage. Every university is a bridge between its own culture and others." This vision was shaped by history. After 1949, a wave of intellectual migration from the Chinese mainland gave rise to 3 colleges in Hong Kong, whose merger in 1963 became CUHK. 63 years later, this university has risen remarkably on the global stage. Among CUHK's founding colleges, Chongji College traces its roots to Yanjing University in Beijing, founded by John Leighton Stewart, an American missionary and later US ambassador to China. Yanjing's historical campus, Yanyuan, is now home to Peking University. It is where I grew up, completed my undergraduate studies, and now teach as a Li Zhaoji professor. Extraordinarily beautiful, Yanyuan stands on land that was once part of the old summer palace, which was looted and burned twice by the foreign invaders under a dynasty that had lost its way, serving as a silent reminder of a humiliating past. Founded 120 years ago by Emperor Guangxu, Peking University has evolved from the birthplace of the May 4th movement, where democracy, science, and liberty first inspired a generation of students, into a leading global institution. Since 1985, CUHK and PKU have built an enduring partnership. In 2023 and 2025, our 2 universities jointly organized the Sino-US University Presidential Dialogue, fostering international collaboration in higher education during this particularly challenging geopolitical period. I have personally enjoyed rubbing shoulders with Vice Chancellors Professor Rocky Tuan and Professor Dennis Low at numerous meetings we have attended together. A great university is defined by its scholars. Professor Dennis Low is a native of Hong Kong. He studied at Cambridge, trained at Oxford, and when Hong Kong returned to China he chose to come back home. That decision must reflect his deep confidence in the nation's future, though I suspect the lack of decent dim sum in Oxford might have helped. He probably never imagined back then that he would one day become vice chancellor here. Nor could he have known that his later discovery of fetal DNA flowing maternal blood plasma would transform prenatal testing for Down syndrome and other chromosomal conditions. As a fellow scientist, I knew finding fetal DNA in maternal blood was like finding a needle in a haystack, except the haystack was moody and kept moving. Today, his work benefits patients in over 100 countries, and he has rightly earned him both the Breakthrough Prize and the Lasker Award. Like Dennis, I also came back home, though much later. In 2009, Harvard graciously allowed me to take a part-time appointment at Peking University, which led to my decade of commuting between Boston and Beijing. I can tell you this, more than 20 round trips a year on a 13-hour flight has a remarkable way of making somebody reconsider life choices. In 2018, after 20 years at Harvard, I returned full-time to my alma mater, Peking University. It was not an easy decision. But I wanted to be part of the transformation of Chinese science because the momentum was undeniable. The country I left as a young student was no longer the country to which I returned. My decision, however, came at a personal cost. For many years, my children and I were worlds apart. When I left the US, they were still in college, and I was not sure whether they would ever forgive me. The geopolitical situation did not help. I have now traveled back to US for 7 years. I am delighted that my son and daughter are here in the audience today. Together with my wife, I thank them for coming to my degree ceremony and for their support, especially their understanding of the choice I made. History has a way of echoing across generations. In early 1950s, my grandfather, an architect professor, was among the wave of intellectual migration from the Chinese mainland to Hong Kong, taught at the University of Hong Kong, and later moved to the United States. My mother was an undergraduate student at Fudan University at that time and remained in the mainland China. Fiercely patriotic, she had to separate from her parents and make her own way. Sad as the separation was, I suppose I should be grateful because without it, she would never have met my father and I wouldn't be standing here today. I like to think that I got her patriotic gene. My 10 years flying back and forth only proved that geography cannot change one's genetic code. It was not until 20 years later, after President Nixon's visit to China in 1972, that my family was reunited to our great joy. As a 10-year-old child, I met my grandma for the first time. When she gave me $20 US, it felt like winning the lottery, though I did not fully appreciate the significance of the reunion at that time. I do now today. Here we are, decades later, our family is reunited once again. History has come full circle. Here I want to thank Hong Kong's Li Zhaoji, Shao Yufu, and CUHK Foundations for their unwavering support to Chinese science, as well as to my own research at Peking University, where my research team has been advancing a genomic medicine technology complementary to Professor Lau's work, pre-implantation genetic testing for test tube babies. To date, it has enabled more than 10,000 couples to avoid passing on genetic diseases to their children. The futures of 10,000 families have been rewritten. At Chongping Laboratory, which was formed during the pandemic, we identified a broad-spectrum SARS-CoV-2 neutralizing antibody that to date has not been escaped by any variants. Recently, we have focused our research on Alzheimer's disease. Many of you may know that in 2009, former CUHK Vice Chancellor, President Sir Charles Gao-kun, received the Nobel Prize in Physics for fiber optics. What is less known is that as he stood on the Nobel stage, he was already confronting the advancing shadow of Alzheimer's disease. He illuminated the world with light, even as his own was slowly fading. His story reminds us that the most urgent scientific challenges are profoundly human, and addressing them lies at the heart of our university mission. Chinese universities were once students of the West. Through generations of collaboration, we now stand firmly on the shoulders of giants. World-changing contributions by Chinese scholars are no longer exceptional. They are expected. Institutions like CUHK and PKU continue to rise, not in competition with the past, but in service of the future. Our mission is clear: to achieve original breakthroughs for the benefit of humankind. Allow me to conclude in Mandarin. 最后我想说，一个人最重要的命运不外乎国运。中国的国运已经发生了翻天覆地的变化。我们告别了那个贫穷落后的屈辱过去，走向中华民族的伟大复兴。而大学对国家的发展至关重要，让我们全力培养人才，坚持开放合作，着力破解人类难题，不负时代，为世界文明做出中国贡献。谢谢大家。
I declare this congregation closed.
Please rise. 請起立。